Examine the spiraling cost of medical care for those with and without coverage. Tonight, the focus is on providing health care to those who don't have any. President Bush has been adamant on one point. It is not the job of the federal government to provide health coverage for all Americans. Our report tonight is about two state governments which believe they must pay for more. Our agenda reporter is George Strait.
Only one road goes into Elaine, Arkansas, and only one road goes out. The last doctor left here 4 months ago. Now most of the 846 residents have to travel 30 miles for medical care. But not the children.
Can you point to where you hurt?
The children get care at school, in a clinic funded by the state. Nurses take care of everything from minor ailments to diagnosing serious problems. Pam Lee plays basketball, but only in gym class. She wanted to try out for the school's team until the nurses found a heart murmur.
I was frightened at first. I guess it was something I always had, but nobody else never found it.
A third of all children in Arkansas either have no money to pay a doctor or no doctor to go to. Every state has this problem, but 3 years ago, Arkansas became the first to fund clinics in schools. 18 schools have clinics now, and 23 are on the waiting list.
We see them with red throats or red ears that need to be treated and never get treatment. And you see that chronically over and over.
The clinics are staffed by nurses and are not elaborate, so a child can be treated for only $100 a year. In the long run, the program could even save money, because unlike the present system which treats children after they get sick, the emphasis here is on prevention.
What a crazy system. Why not take care of children that have a need, rather than wait until they'll end up with some type of debilitating illness, unable to work, unemployed, and then what do we do?
The program in Arkansas has been well received statewide, but it is incomplete. It can diagnose problems in children like Pam Lee, but it does not provide follow-up care. For Pam, that cost $1,000, and her family has no insurance to pay for it. But what if every child who goes to public school automatically qualifies for health insurance parents can't afford? Here in Daytona, Florida, families are getting that chance.
If your parents are interested in this, they need to...
Florida's public school children are being offered a unique federally subsidized insurance plan called Healthy Kids. Like 12,000 other children in the district, Heather Stone does not have health insurance. No conventional company will insure her family. She is asthmatic and has arthritis. Her brother is hyperactive, and her mother has cancer. Medicines and doctor visits for the kids alone cost $300 a month.
Times, when they need more than medical-wise than I can give them, and we put it off, because we can't afford it.
The Healthy Kids program, which will protect Heather and many of her classmates, works this way. The state of Florida contracts with a private insurance company to insure school children directly, not through their parents. Since children rarely get serious illnesses, the company can cover them at a lower cost. The premiums range from $60 a month to nothing. The government will subsidize the poorest families. Heather's premium will be only $3. If the program works in Daytona, officials plan to extend it statewide and cover uninsured parents as well. That potential is drawing the attention of President Bush's health advisors.
This is a good idea. It's a new idea. It's innovative, and it holds lots of promise in terms of effective and efficient ways of getting insurance and care to people.
Despite that promise, neither Healthy Kids nor the school clinic program in Arkansas can solve all of the problems of the uninsured. At best, it is first aid for an ailing healthcare system. Examples of how, in the absence of a national plan, the burden of caring for the neediest is shifting to the states. George Strait, ABC News, Daytona, Florida.
Tomorrow night, what Americans actually expect of their health care system and how those very high expectations make health care reform more difficult. We'll have our final report this evening in a moment. This evening, the lost city beneath the desert. One of the most exciting archaeological finds now on the record. In the vast expanse of the Arabian Peninsula, the city of Ubar is slowly and painstakingly being dug out from beneath the sands of southern Oman. Ubar was once a place of fabulous wealth many centuries ago, now rediscovered through some very modern detective work. Here's ABC's Gary Shepard.
The city of Ubar was mentioned prominently in the classic 1001 Arabian Nights and in the Koran, the sacred book of Islam, but the ruins had been lost for centuries. It was finally located with the help of space-age technology. On the next-to-last flight of the shuttle Challenger, scientists used special radar that penetrated beneath the sand to locate traces of ancient camel caravan routes in what is called the empty quarter of the Arabian Peninsula. The missing city had been placed in that general region on old maps, which identified it as Omanim Emporiu, but the information was too vague for explorers. Last year, an expedition headed by a Los Angeles lawyer and a documentary filmmaker went overland using information from the shuttle and photo satellites. Ubar was finally located with the use of portable radar devices. They started digging last December and were amazed at what they found.
We found a little bit of a wall, then a little bit more of a wall, and then the wall led to a tower.
Finally, they uncovered a completely walled fortress with the remains of 8 towers. It is believed to date back to 2800 BC.
The discovery of Ubar came on the 4th try. There were major expeditions starting as far back as the 1930s, but they failed to uncover the fabled city, even though the explorers themselves walked right over it, unaware of what was only a few feet below the sand.
We're looking at the people that give us the real insight into the frankincense trade, which had great significance in ancient times.
The frankincense brought to the Christ child by the 3 wise men may well have come from Ubar, the city lost for so long beneath the desert sands. Gary Shepard, ABC News, Los Angeles.
That's our report on World News Tonight. I'm Peter Jennings. Have a good evening. Good night.